The Carlsbad Desalination Plant is scheduled to open this fall. When complete, it will be the largest in the nation. Its goal is to produce enough drinking water for 300,000 customers by 2020 and up to 10% of the region's drinking water. Joining me with insights on droughts, seawater desalination, and environmental concerns are my guest, Neil Palmer, CEO of the National Center of Excellence in Desalination in Australia, and Matt O'Malley, San Diego Coastkeepers Legal and Policy Director. And Neil, Australia's so-called millennial drought lasted from 1995 to 2005. What similarities do you see between your country's drought and what's going on here in California?
It's pretty serious here in California, but ours went longer. The trouble with droughts is you don't know when they're going to finish. So it might rain next year, it might go for another 6, 7 or 10 years. They've talked about the very long period mega droughts in California that go for 50 years, so you don't know if you're in one of those droughts.
Well, I understand in response to the big drought in your country, a $10 billion seawater desalination program was started. It includes 6 major desalination plants around the country. How does that contribute right now to Australia's overall water supply?
Yeah, there's a difference in the west coast in Perth. The 2 desalination plants provide half of Perth's water. In the eastern side of Australia, rain fell, and so a couple of those plants have been mothballed. And they're waiting like an insurance policy for when the next drought comes, which it surely will.
So not all are operating. Now, Matt,
no.
San Diego, of course, as we all know, is in our 4th consecutive year of a drought. But you've said in the past that desalination isn't the first place to start when trying to secure water for droughts. Could you explain that for us?
Sure. For us, desal is a prioritization issue. We think that we need to exhaust a whole lot of other issues first. First, conservation, first and foremost, and wastewater recycling. More often, we're looking for multi-benefit projects, things that benefit both water supply and water quality. If we're cutting down on discharges or capturing stormwater, we're keeping our beaches open longer, we're not discharging waste into the ocean. So we'd like to see those prioritized before we invest in really expensive desalination.
Are there environmental concerns that you have?
Sure. I mean, there's intake and discharge of brine and concentrate from the plant itself. There's also the associated energy. I mean, it's very energy intense, and unless you're using renewables for those energy, you will have greenhouse gases being emitted.
And Neil, how is Australia addressing environmental concerns related to their desalination plants?
Well, in 2 ways. Firstly, all the energy is offset by renewables, so they're basically carbon neutral. That's we pay extra for that, but that's something that I think the voters wanted. Secondly, the intake and outfalls of the Perth plants have not been found to have any environmental impact, and so I just can say that our experience should reassure the folks of San Diego that I don't think the Carlsbad plant will cause any problems.
Matt, in going on with this, what else do you think that we could be doing here that's not already being done? You mentioned conservation and recycling. If we take the idea that, look, not the environmental issues, because they may have been addressed, well, what else can we do?
Well, I think we're starting to see conservation now, especially with the mandatory regulations. We're achieving 25–30% countywide. We hope that's a permanent thing. At the end of the last drought, we started using more water again. If we can reduce the need, we can reduce the water supply. What the city of San Diego is doing, or others like Padre Dam doing the potable reuse, we're big fans of that, and we're big supporters of that project, because you're taking water and instead of discharging into the ocean. So again, multi-benefit projects that either capture the stormwater, are reusing water that's already here, or conserving and reducing the need by landscape alteration, adapting to our local environment.
And Neil, jumping back to Australia, are there other methods like this being used to deal with an upcoming or preparing for another drought?
Yeah, we've had water conservation campaigns. In Perth, we also reuse stormwater. About 25% of the water comes from stormwater. And we're building a new potable water recycling plant at Beanyup, which will go into the groundwater, much like Orange County. And so there is a portfolio approach, but at the moment, desal's a big part of it because that provides half of the water.
All right. Neil Palmer and Matt O'Malley, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.